Well, you see, the good news is that according to the Daily Mail, the world's stock market soared yesterday, powered by a wave of confidence that the international recession is ending. From London to Sydney, investors scrambled to buy, buoyed up by swift victory in the Gulf and the prospect of a post-war boom. That's a little bit of good news. Well, I thought I'd cheer you up anyway. It's in the Daily Mail. It can't possibly be wrong. But back home, as you heard, Caroline, the newspapers are at it in no mean way today. Well, it's about sex, you see. It's always about sex, and it's like pressing the red button, as I keep on reminding you. On the condoms issue, the Star says, in proposing these changes, the Taoiseach is simply accepting the facts of life. The Catholic Church has every right to protest against the changes. It is a free country. That's the Star. Good morning to you, Patricia Dalton. You are exercised. You are exercised by this decision, are you not?
I am, yes, Gay. I think it's abhorrent. I think boys and girls 16, to me they're only children. They will be totally irresponsible. And I think at the end of the day, we'll see nothing, only twice as many illegitimate children born, apart from the fact that AIDS is rampant and also in venereal disease here in Ireland.
You support Charlie Haughey and Fianna Fáil?
I did, unfortunately, yes.
And do you think they've done a dirty trick now on you?
I certainly do. What chance have those children got of growing up right or having children when they later on in life?
Well, I suppose, Mrs. Dalton, people who say they have free will and they have their parents' training and their education to back them up and so on, and they have to make decisions.
But
I mean, they're old enough to get married at 16, Mrs. Dalton.
Oh, yes, but many mothers at 16 usually break up. I mean, they're too young, you know that yourself. I don't believe in contraception. I think it's just...
No, that's a different thing. That's a private judgment, I suppose. But would you have settled for them being on sale for over 21s then? Or
well,
what
yes.
age?
Over 21.
Over 21.
They're a man then, and they must answer for themselves.
I see.
But at 16, certainly, my God, it's dreadful. I don't know what Ireland is coming to, and I feel very, very sad. And I'm in full support with the Catholic Church, the Roman Catholic Church, and I think it's dreadful for priests and all of these people having to speak up where this sort of thing should not be spoken openly over the air, this kind of filth. That's all it is filth. You'll have twice as many AIDS cases, venereal disease, illegitimate babies.
And do you think there should have been a referendum about this?
I certainly do. I said that earlier this morning. There definitely should be.
I see. Very good, Mrs. Dalton. Thank you for talking to us.
Nice talking to you,
Good morning to you.
Thank you. Good show.
Caller is more concerned with the change of pronunciation of the word condom. Everyone except people in the media call them condoms, but the media call them condoms. Why is this? There you are, you see. The whole moral future of the country is at risk, and our caller is worried about the pronunciation. Rather like the French, they don't care what they do as long as you pronounce it properly.
I let my heart fall into careless hands.
If you think in Limerick you can do better than Cork at the karaoke, it looks like we may be visiting you in Limerick next week with Joe Duffy. And if you think you can do better, you better get on the telephone to us as soon as possible and let us know that you're interested in participating. 283-8888. Any more winners down there, Joe?
Do we think Cork is going to do, or think Limerick's going to do better than Cork?
On this, wait till you see this. Right now, it's not unusual.
It's not unusual to be loved by anyone. Uh-oh. It's not unusual to have fun with anyone.
Marie Ricken is ready to go.
We may have to fade out on this, Joe.
Okay, well, make me an island with the crowd.
Make me an island, okay.
Okay.
Make me an island with Marie Ricken.
From Cork, live.
Splendid.
Different size, different girls every day. Take me away from the boys.
Take me away from the girls.
Take me and break me and make me an island. I'm yours.
We have to go, Joe. We have to go. What do you say? Oh, there's somebody else. Oh, another pay, is there? Good morning. It's amazing how people on payphones are kind of reluctant to talk to you. Have you noticed that? I've noticed that this morning. They're there, but they're not there. Good morning. See, they're kind of... You don't get much change out of them. You know, you sort of sit there and you say, good morning. And you expect them to say, good morning. Am I talking to myself again? I've often in the last 20 years on this programme got the impression that that's exactly what I'm doing, talking to myself. It goes on for hour after hour after hour. There's nothing happening out there. But meanwhile, on the subject of Joan and her son Colin, yes, the phone calls are coming in now. Joan has the greatest of sympathy with any young boy who discovers he is gay, but that interview glorified the whole situation. And does gay Byrne not realise that it's homosexuality that spreads AIDS? Yes, they'll start coming in now, right enough. Mrs. Nolan said that it's in the Bible that homosexuality is a grievous sin. She feels sorry for people who are born homosexuals, but has no time for the macho men who turn homosexual. Also, years ago, mothers while pregnant took pills for various things, and this has affected their children, and she feels this might cause homosexuality. Right on, Mrs. Nolan, right on. A male caller with regard to the farmer from Cavan, he mentioned that he was a medium-sized farmer. The male caller says, could you please clarify if that was the farm or the farmer? Ho, 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 ho. They're out there. Oh, they're out there all the time, as we well know. Angela said that Joan moved her with her compassion and love, and Joan certainly made her question herself about her compassion and love for people. And Libby rang to say that it's a poor reflection on our society that the mother of a murderer is not frowned upon for loving her son, but the mother of a son who loves differently is regarded as a bit funny. I will be starting tomorrow, and that's why I want you to be tuned in tomorrow morning, 1st of May. I'll be reading out a clue each day for the next 2 weeks or so. I will read it on the programme only once. That's all. If you miss it, you'll have to ask the neighbours, or the cousins, or the brother-in-law. And you know, of course, that they won't give you a word of it. Why should they throw away a chance of scooping the biggest prize we've ever given away? On Radio 1, listen 1 clue per day. If you miss it, that's you banjaxed, because we will not repeat the clue at all. Nor will you be able to call up any of the girls on the switchboard and say, could you give us the clue? They won't have it, and they won't give it to you. That is the way it is. Start tomorrow. Make sure there's a biro near you, or a pen, or a marker, or a pencil, or a quill, or an old goose, or a burnt-out match, or a penknife, or a tablet, wet clay, anything at all. Be tuned tomorrow so that you will know how you can be the winner of our gold bar worth £10,000. Did you see the fuss there was about Lech Walesa and the Queen? Well, as you know, he's president now of Poland. And he was in the Queen last night paying her. He was in London last night paying a little visit to the Queen last week. And didn't she give him he's now Sir Lech Walesa, in case you didn't know. And he was vested, wasn't he, with the insignia of the Knight of the Grand Cross of the Order of the Bath. It's the country's 3rd highest order of chivalry. Now, that was grand and everything was going fine, except he made a terrible blunder. Poor Sir Lech, beg your pardon, Sir Lech. He made a terrible blunder. Because the whole thing here is that the next night there was another do that they were both going to, the Queen and himself. There were a few other people present as well, but the Queen and himself were mainly there. And the whole deal is that when you get one of these badges, you're supposed to wear them. That's the whole idea in giving them to you. You're supposed to wear them, not put them in a drawer somewhere. And he was told off that in future, when we give you an honour in a badge or an insignia, you wear it at the next first available opportunity. You're supposed to wear it. Decorations will be worn. That's the whole idea. So I was very upset by all of this, and I sat down and wrote the Queen a note last night. I did, yeah. I wrote the Queen a note. Well, you never know, you see. You never know what's in her mind. And I just wanted to cover it. I said, dear Queen, this is Gable speaking to you. If you ever decided, Your Majesty, to give me a grand order of the Cross Knight thingy, not that I'm asking now or anything, I said, I want to cover that, you know, because you might get the wrong. But if you were to pin one of those on the old GB chest, I said to her, let me assure you, dear Queen, here and now, that I would wear it at all the appropriate moments and at the first available opportunity. I said to her, there you see me, right in the middle of the tea rooms, the fellow with the spangly chest, your loyal subject, GB. Never mind them polls, I said, and Sir Lech and all of these fellas, I said to her, dear Queen, they don't know nothing. When it comes to protocol, I'm your man, you can take me anywhere. And I said, yours loyally, dear Queen, Gay Byrne, OBE, CBE, KGB, and of course not forgetting RTE. Now, they're at it already, of course. It's so wonderful. Could Gay give us a clue as to what time he'd be giving out the clues tomorrow and thereafter? And the answer is no. I don't know. And no, it won't be repeated, and the girls on the telephone won't know it either. So there. Listener looking for the name of the piece of music from Inspector Morse play this morning, Laudate Dominum by Mozart. It is the sig tune of the television series Inspector Morse, and our soprano soloist was Janice Kelly. Laudate Dominum by Mozart. That's all we have for you this morning then. Toodaloo.